Hey, what is up guys? So we're going to be doing a Subterror Krawler deck profile here. I think this is definitely a really fun collab. Most people prefer Crawlers over Subterrors, most people prefer Subterrors over Crawlers, and as a result there's kind of like this small battle going on between Subterror players and Krawler players where just one's hating on the other and everything like that. I figure I might as well just combine the two decks together. So yeah, let's go with this particular build here. It's definitely very interesting. Takes upon the whole Guru control and adding into the Krawler mix as well. Of course, with control we have Deus Ex Krawler. I just can't increase it to 3. I think it's a bit cloggy for the deck, so I think definitely 3 copies is way too much. 2 copies is a very fine number there. We are playing the 3 copies of Krawler Spine still. Just a really amazing card indeed. Playing 2 copies of Axon, playing 2 copies, oh wait, 2 copies? No, I think 3 copies of Glial here. The Crawlers, they really do stick to their ratios quite well here, but we are still playing the 2 copies of Receptor here. Not really going to bump it up to 3. Playing the Dendrite as well as the Ranvier. However, what we want to talk about specifically is the new addition, which is the Subterror Guru. Now, I have done a Subterror combined with Crawlers before, however, I only incorporated Guru into it, and as a result, it was kind of like it wasn't necessarily bad. It was a nice thing to actually combine with the Crawlers as well, as there was still synergy, but I did forget one particular card, and that particular card is Subterror Fiendus, which basically allows you to negate. It's basically a hand trap. So its specific effect is during either player's turn, if your opponent actually activates a card effect, you can just send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, and then just target one of your Subterror monsters you control, negate the activation, and then change that targeted monster to face down defense position. So obviously together with the Guru, it definitely sets off for a very nice combo there as well. So yeah, it's not too bad at all. Definitely gives you the option to negate. One of the reasons why I didn't play it before that was simply for the fact that it only works together with the Guru to actually do the negation thing. Otherwise, she's still a really fine card to actually add to the deck as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the monsters. Let's move on to spells. Alright, so pretty self-explanatory for a few of these things. Survivor as well as Shadow. They're definitely 3-ofs no matter what in any Krawler deck. It's just so amazing now to see that these cards have become cards that your opponent can actually be more familiar with in terms of what their names are actually. Of course, we want to stop our opponents as much as possible, so 3 copies of Called by the Grave. Just so many annoying hand traps now, so you want your opponent to not be able to do things while you're able to do things here and make your big plays like Link Summoning. Speaking of that, Wormbait provides more material for Link Summoning, so definitely playing 2 copies is well worth it. Of course, we want to also be able to stop our opponents from actually being able to activate different effects. So we're playing the 3 Mind Meld. I don't think I'm going to change it at all. 3 Mind Meld is just really amazing. 2 Pawns because, again, allowing you to have a more reactive style with your Krawler monsters. Instead of having to wait your turn to actually flip them up, Pawns will actually just do the job for you. Going back again into the World Legacy Sorrow, we're playing 3 copies because, again, we could focus more on going for our co-links here. To end things off, we're playing 2 copies of World Legacy, or no, not World Legacy, Subterror Succession. I was about to say World Legacy Succession here, but that's actually for a different deck. No, this is Subterror Succession. It's a card that is specific more so to Crawlers, but basically when you activate this, you could also set this back. So it's kind of like a Scrap Iron Scarecrow, and you get to choose one of 2 different effects. So first effect is you could actually send a monster from your hand or field to the graveyard, and if you do, add a flip monster from your deck to your hand with the same attribute. but a different name as the monster. So obviously that works both ways because the Krawlers and the Subterrors are all Earth monsters. But I do believe that no, they're all Earth. I thought that Fiendus was dark for a moment, but everything's all Earth, so it definitely has some synergy there. The second effect is send a flip monster from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard, and if you do, add a monster from your deck from your hand with the same attribute but a lower original level as the monster from before. So as you can see, they both have different types of synergy together, and I definitely do like this particular card, allowing you to cycle things out. It kind of reminds me of personal spoofing, which is played in Altergeist, allowing you to swap out the Altergeist from your deck, but in this case, Succession is a specific personal spoofing for Krawlers, so, or rather for Subterrors, but it could actually work in Krawlers as well, so I definitely really like that. Obviously, moving on to the extra deck, the Subterror Behemoth Fiendus. Obviously, we're going to be playing that because we have Subterrors now in this particular deck, so it definitely makes it very interesting indeed. Playing the X-Crawler Quaylark, of course, still a very great card. Playing 2 copies of Neurogos. Playing 2 copies of Synapses. And of course, we're also playing the Mrs. Radiant, Avramax, Griffin, Topologic. We're playing Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Cerberus, as well as Ruprodocus. Again, more co-link plays, World Legacy Sorrow. Ultimately, this is kind of like incorporating a bit of the Guru control, but at the same time, it's very subtle. Now, I could have added in Hidden City into this deck as well, but I'm not going to be paying $40 each for those cards. It's just way too expensive for a Crawler deck. Crawlers are meant to be that budget deck that we could always just surprise our opponents at a local. So that's why I've decided to just stick to the way it is right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.